everybody? Now we're going to take a look at a real-life example that models a quadratic function. All right, so the King family went on vacation to Bermuda. While they were there, they found a pirate ship, a plank where you could take a 20-foot plunge into the ocean. You stand there, frozen for a second. Suddenly his daddy, his sneaky daddy, snuck up behind him and launched Jude into the air. The function negative 16t squared plus 32t plus h0, where t equals time and h equals the initial height, okay? How long will it take Jude to reach the maximum height, and what is the maximum height? So let's take a second to understand what we're dealing with here. So from the previous examples that you just worked on, you talked about finding what's called the axis symmetry in the vertex of a parabola. Now, if you take a look at this function here, clearly we're dealing with a parabola because the leading coefficient is to the second power. So also we understand that because this number here is negative, we're looking at a parabola that opens upside down. So understand I can't draw. So here we go. Here's our little ship. All right, that's our pirate ship. Don't judge me. Here's our plank. And then here is Jude standing on the plank. Okay? Suddenly his dad comes over and throws him. Here. What's going to happen is he's going to fly up in the air, and then eventually he's going to reach a maximum height, and then gravity is going to push him down into the water, where he's going to crash into the water. All right, so what we're looking for here is what is this maximum height, and how long does it take to get there? So we're going to use this function right here. So what we're going to do first is we're going to find that axis of symmetry. If you recall from the other video, it's opposite b over 2a. So plugging into the function we have, this is our b value, so it's negative 32 over negative, or 2 times negative 16. Now, if you have a calculator or your phone, this will become a lot easier. So here we have negative 32 over negative 32, which simplifies to 1. I just want to point out, this represents time. So you should get a positive answer. You might get a decimal, that's okay, but you should get a positive answer. If you get a negative answer, when you plugged into this formula, you made a mistake somewhere. Just make sure you keep in mind. So what does this number mean? Okay, it's taking him 1 second, okay, to reach his maximum height as he gets thrown in the air by his dad. Now the question is, what is that height? So just like when you found the vertex in the previous example, you're going to take this number and you're going to plug it into this equation. So it's going to be negative 16, 1 squared, plus 32 times 1 plus, okay, now what number goes here? Well, that represents the initial height. And if you look in the problem, it says that this pirate ship is 20 feet in the air. So that's where Jude is standing when he's thrown off the diving board. So that's what you replace over here into the equation. That's your C value. All right, now, when we did this something like this in class, I always said to you, when you substitute, always use parentheses. Okay, so whether if you're using your phone or some kind of scientific calculator, I like doing it like this. So plugging this in, it gives me 36. Okay, so the answer here is 36 feet. So when you're answering this question, make sure you're interpreting what these numbers mean. So going back to my lovely drawing here, when Jude gets thrown in the air by his dad, it takes him 1 second to reach that maximum height before he starts to fall. And then that's a good throw because he's 36 feet in the air. That means his dad threw him 16 feet. All right, so there you go.